treason. Do not muse at me, worthy friends. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, I will be well. How far my state has fallen. What I dream is ever profit of my fate, and yet I call this nothing. It is but stale news. So much does Scotland drip with treason. Why, 3 days since, the Thane of Cawdor said he'd drive Norway from our rails. Aye, and a brave show he made of it. I'll meet him death, all beard to beard, and beat him backwards home. Where is he now? In Norway's camp, with MacDonald and his rebels. He would have Norway sat upon my throne. Fortune cannot bless such treason. There's vain hope. Fortune has no conscience. Let Cawdor hear this. I'll not bow to kiss the ground beneath the rebels' feet. In the great hand of God, here I stand. No. My blood should stain the throne. Be memorial that here died a king. Fantasy? No king can win his fame by dying. I will be a tale told by an idiot, then heard no more. I must curb these thoughts. The scenes they paint me are too horrid. Say Norway is Goliath. I still have Davids that loyal to me, Macbeth, Banquo, even Ross and Macduff. That weather vane, he cannot think me lost. Love for me would not keep him from the traitor's camp. Are these but barren hopes? Or are they groundless fears that rack me? My thoughts are as some stricken boat that floats upon a wild and turbulent sea. How long this tedious day. I would forget myself in sleep. But the 3 weird sisters haunt my dreams. I've not thought of them since I threw earth upon Bethock's grave. A cloudless day. What mockery is that when Bethock is dead? Stepping back, I heard Banquo whisper to the Queen, he'd wed no more. Wives were not for him. I knew then that the witches spoke airy nothings and could safely be forgot. Now their words come back to me to as raw as when they spoke them. Banquo was a boy then. We were riding north, from Forest to Berry Moray. Remember that good thing? His nephew slew for envy of his lands. Much good it did the villain. Macbeth avenged his father and wed his cousin's widow in the bargain. Friends, it is a hateful road, all trackless waste and brooding moor. Though summer, we ride huddled, for the wind cuts soul from body. I say to Banquo, is this not the devil's place? And suddenly a mist. We cannot see 3 arms' lengths Then the mist clears, and is clear again. I wish it were not so. A withered tree, pale as bone, hangs over a stagnant pool, and, God forbid, on the surface of the pool, flames. My eyes revolt against it, but it is true. The water burns, and at its edge, 3 shapes. I dare not call them women. Crouch, spinning wool, keening as they work. Banquo grips my arm. What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of the earth and yet are on it. I must give courage to the boy, though in truth I fear none myself. No shame in that. Even the horses dare not rear for fright. Speak, if you can. What are you? Was it my voice that rang so hollow? They give no answer. We might be the phantoms of the mist, for all they note us. I wish we were in some other place, but our legs will not move. And then one turns to us. What kind she might be, I cannot tell. Her face is lost within the shadow of her coil. All hail, Duncan. Her voice is cloying, sweet, like honey poured beyond all measure. All hail, brave prince. Thou shalt be king hereafter. I stand amazed at what is said of me, proud too. Unbidden comes a sinful thought. What can I do to make it so? You see how these witches play on us? It needs no dark art to tell me that future. I am King Malcolm's only blood. In time the throne will come to me. Even so, when he takes me by the hand and calls me Prince of Cumberland, which makes me heir immediate to him, I think, what prophecy? But this is brisk with custom. Our first kings were 2 brothers, who each left a line descended. The king must come from each in turn. As Malcolm followed Kenneth, so should my cousin follow Malcolm. Only then do I inherit. Malcolm smiles, as a fox may think of chickens, and pours wine, and we drink. The cup rests on his lip till I have drained. I understand him then. Kenneth trusted Malcolm. Malcolm's father trusted Kenneth. Kings should never trust a cousin. Malcolm the aggressor. He earned that name. He left none of Kenneth's blood alive, save only Gruach, for he would not kill a woman. And they were queasy times. We do not want their like again. Why, when last I came to Inverness, it is a dripping day. The yard is sodden, yet Gruach kneels to bid me welcome. Says she rests my hermit for all I've heaped upon her. When she rises, her gold-embroidered skirt is besmirched with mud. The very thought of treason would drive Gruach sleepless from her bed. Who then is called on to meet himself another king? He's but a thane that I chose to honour. More than honour, he had my absolute trust. My judgment bowed to him. This summer last, he speaks of rights the English did deny me and urges me to press them. My thanes, he says, are restive, An English war would quiet them. I have no love of battle. But I do not flinch, no. My judgment bows to him, and I march such a host on Durham, the English must think that I've emptied Scotland. Behind the town, a storm is building black. The very heavens are mourning Durham. A hush falls. Our captain's tense. Cornwall licks his lips to remove the dryness from his lips. I have but to nod, and bare-bone death will feast on thousands. To widow so many, that weighs heavy on a king. What if on Judgment Day the dead rise and up around me and cry, I lost my life at Durham? Macduff looks at Cornwall, as if to say, why do we stay? This waiting frets our people, I know it, yet I dare not rush my judgment. My eternity hangs on this instant. A sudden clap of thunder, and starts Cawdor's horse. It rears, and I think him thrown, but no. He stays on seat. This is heaven's sign, it must be done. I nod to him, cry havoc, and loose the dogs of war, as Cawdor wished. Yet now he is mocking me to Norway, calling me Duncan the Feeble. These very words, I have reported it. Why, if you know, tell me, I beg you. Could it be this? That once I slept in council. Only once, mark you. For which I'm sorry, it was discourtesy. A warm day and tedious business. Would you not sleep? You'd say, I am the king. That does not make me Oedipus. I am not fit to answer every riddle chance may throw. Kings are but men, prickers, and we bleed, bore us, and we sleep. But Ross must note it. But gentlemen, rise! His Highness is not well. I stay. For I read his thoughts. Let us talk without the king. Our business will go faster, and I will. Who else will pause them and ask how weighs this matter on the common folk? Not Ross. My eyes pass round the hall. Cawdor, Banquo, Macbeth, Ross, Macduff. To each I give a regal look. Silence. A fly buzzes. Ross whispers to Macduff, and I wait. The king is compass of his realm. Nothing should be done without his presence. Let someone say it. Macbeth, who speaks. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants. Banquo nods. As ever, Macbeth's shadow. Ross mumbles some excuse. I do not listen. Cawdor says nothing. I should have noted that. I will not miss such signs again. So note this too. Macduff was also silent. Ah, what of it? I may not be king tomorrow. That is in the hand of Mars. Let there be some news, good or ill, I'd welcome it. I know, News comes on its own wings. My mother told me that too. It is this dream that so discomforts me. A name was said, but with my waking it is flown. To rack it now is past remembrance. That is ever the witch's purpose. Throw a stone and watch the ripples stir up the discontent. All hail, they'll say. All hail, fair lord, you will be king hereafter. And flavour it with some true prophecy. So we ponder, what of the rest? Will it prove so? See how they flattered me, and I had true hopes. What of men with none? Or none until they meet the sisters. If they think fulfilment comes without their stir, I'll not trouble their peace. But some may take a shorter road to make it true. That is my fear, not the prophecy. For I tell you, those hags can no more tell the future than my horse. I will prove it to you. Wait, what bloody man is that? His plight, his token, he brings news. Pray God he does not trample on the flickering embers of my hopes. Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do choke together and cling their art. The merciless MacDonald mould of cairns and gallow glasses is supplied, but all's too weak for brave Macbeth, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution like valour's minion, carved out his passage to me face the slave, and ne'er shook hands nor bade farewell to him till he unseamed him from the nave to the chaps and fixed his head upon our battlements. Where are my fears now? Ah, God, if you outlive this war, I'll have you beg for your life. When that sport tires, take him. I'll say take him and hang him. And when the rope grows tight around your neck, no, that is tyranny. Many have died because of him, that is true. Still, there must be justice. He has noble blood, and the blade should end his life. But there is more. But the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men, begins a fresh assault. Fair morning turns to dreary day. So well thy words become me as thy wounds, they smack of honour both. Go, get him surgeons. Would they could bind my wounds, but there are none can doctor hopes. I can only wish for this. If the day must be theirs, pray God Cawdor outlive it. Let him fret his hour upon the stage, as I have done. He'll find what treason is, when he's the man betrayed. For this is sure, when Norway wrecks, Cawdor will drown. And wreck he will. My dream does not lie. The witches hunt down Scotland's king. They do not trouble what name he bears. So enjoy your summer, Cawdor. Winter comes apace. The hound they choose will not stay patient on the leash. Why should he? He who waits for chance to crown him will see many a barren winter pass. But look on Banquo. It is folly to speak with witches. But when they promise me great fortune, then the boy must know his own. Speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favours nor your hate. Bravely said. But when the second turns to him, watch him quake. She has a voice as harsh that it makes a raven's croak sound as tuneful as the linnet. But what she says is melody to his ears. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. He looks amazed, and well he might. What? Can the devil speak true? No, Banquo, she cannot. You have no son to make it true. That was not wise he spoke. But, as it is said, Fleance is not his son. I beg you, hold avoid that darkly, for if it passed beyond these walls, it would do great harm, and that I would not have. Banquo is loyal. For all the grudge I bear him, and Fleance, he is my son. I had his mother's word. An unruly night it was. The storm was beating at the casement, and she lies beside me, her russet hair a carpet for my pillow, and a draught makes the candle gutter. I rise to light it, and she begs me stay, as if I need pleading to hold Bethek in my arms. I stroke her skin and marvel at its softness. It is then she tells me there is a child within her. Our child. Oh, sweet Bethek, she's too gentle a creature for Banquo's rough courage. Say to him, see how the moon shines through yonder window, and he will answer, what of it? I call her my bird. She is so quick and graceful. She holds her finger thus, and chip, chip. A robin lights on it as tame as any pet. She looks at me and laughs. She often laughs when we two are alone. I think eternity is in her lips, and in her arms I can believe the sun rises in the west. But all music ends. I weep. Banquo does not. I must forgive him that, for even now he puts his life in hazard for me. Would I was with him. This slavish waiting wearies me, but Macbeth says no, it will not do. I tell him men fight braver for a king who leads his people, and he does not answer, only says, I must not go. That is too blunt. Must is a word only for kings to use. He is none, nor ever will be, no matter who he wed. No lord chides him. Have these good things forgotten Durham? I thought that building storm a shroud meant for the English, but no, it breaks in our faces. Half blinded by the rain, our ranks are all confusion. The world shrinks to a narrow patch on which we dance death's jig. Block, step, strike, block, step, strike. God save me from this hell! He does. But there are many who rode with me. No. That night, our ruined band, huddled by their smoking fires, little is said. We hear too many voices that will never speak again. I walk from tent to tent, bid the men good morrow, and honour their wounds. But a little touch of Duncan in the night, it is not enough. Let me prove myself their king. I walk into their midst, no need to ask for silence in this silence. Great lords, wise men there sit and wail their loss, but cheerly seek how to redress their harms. What, though the mast be now o'erblown, the cable broke, the holding anchor lost, and half our sailors swallowed in the flood, lives your pilot still. It's meet that I should leave the helm, and like a fearful lad with tearful eyes, add water to the sea. Whiles in this moan, the ship splits on the rock which industry and courage might have saved. We will not from the helm to sit and weep, but keep our course, and though the rough wind say no from shells and rocks that threaten us with wreck, they are amazed to hear me speak. If now my thanes will lend their voice, Durham will smoulder. And they counsel peace. What changed tune is this? When Cawdor was hot for war, they did not talk so. Only blood could wash my honour then. Now it is shed. Am I to tell men's widows the ravens feast at Durham for nothing? We need be lions to claw advantage from defeat and give these deaths a purpose. But no, these same lords who cried for war are turned to lambs. These things pass my understanding. My nature is mild. I would sooner fill a poor man's Sunday pot than cut bloody passage through the English ranks. Say that in council, I am Duncan the Feeble. When we have steeped our hands in blood, only then may we speak for peace. But who comes here? The worthy Thane of Ross. If his face can tell his news, there's hope indeed. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till that Bellona's bridegroom, lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparison, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us. Brave Macbeth! My fears are proven now mere nightmares that vanish with the morning sun. Duncan the Feeble, was that to be my name? Let them christen me again. Is execution done on Cawdor? No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth. The man waits to see what morsel I will throw him. I honour Macbeth because he saved my throne, that is politic. The rest shall have as they deserve. We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves, and make us even with you. He departed, smiling. He need not, for well I know that Lord, he has a face for every season. But when he smiles, the eyes are laggard to the lips. I will keep my gifts for honest men. Now, to pick the fruits of peace and make Scotland brim full. I have read of kings whose power and justice was so absolute a child could carry gold and meet no violence. I doubt it was ever so. We are in this earthly world where to do harm is laudable, to do good sometimes accounted rash folly. Yet to make such fancies truth, the attempt alone is worthy of a king. I have learned wisdom from this late revolt. Once I thought that if a king commanded, men would tumble to obey. Not so. To rule is no easy progress. I walk through marsh where every step is doubtful. To reach firm ground, I need a staff to feel the way. Macbeth shall be that staff. But I will not breed another Cawdor. I do not doubt Macbeth, but a king must see beyond what others see. It is policy to balance him. If Banquo were not his shadow, he would be the man. But one is so confederate to the other that only death will break their bond. Yet I owe Banquo a favour. When my queen first came to Scotland, our thanes were cold to her. She was English, and she had English ways, and like the English, she was overproud of them. Only Banquo made her welcome. He was of that age when all women are riddles, and she was one fair enough to be worth the solving. His courtesies and boyish trifles, a posy given blushingly, perhaps some stale compliment he thought fresh baked. What matter? It pleased her. He has her favour even now. But he did not weep when Bethok died. Because of that, I had to wear my public face in private and shed my tears in secret. I will honour him with titles that Fleance can inherit. That is policy indeed. I do as I wish, for I love that boy. How could I not? He is her son. It will please my queen. Worth a day's peace, and Banquo will be made content. For surely it must prick him when he sees me crowned. Why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? These martial men are wed to omens. My prophecy has come to pass. So must his. There's a rub to that. How does he riddle the third prophecy? I make no sense of it. The third witch mocks us with a laugh. Well she might, we stand so rapt with great prediction we dare not look the other in the face. Only her speaking starts us from her trance. Her voice is low, as if to taunt our hearing. To question the devil is mortal sin. I know that, but I cannot catch myself. I must hear her words. Stay, you imperfect speakers, and say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you! And she laughs again, and then mist wreathes us. And when it clears, the witches are no more. We're on open heath. A dream? Banquo dreamed it too, in every point identical, save his ears are sharper, and he heard the final prophecy. Beware Macduff. Why him? Beware Cawdor. Yes, there's a prophecy worth making. A visor hid that treacherous face, but Macduff. Even the boy was empty words, ever boasting in the yard. Despair thy charm, and let the angel that thou still hast served tell thee Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped. As if any would tremble at such words, save for fear he would die laughing. Macduff thinks those days are forgot, but I remember too, for all his noise, he was the cat that waits upon the wall until he knows which way to jump. Yet his name whirls in my thoughts. These witches plot treason. The proof is in my dream. They have told me, fear Macduff. Would it not be sealed to their prophecy if they give me cause to fear him now? The book is open now. Surely they meet Macduff. Think of his whispers. They prove he has no love for me, but who does he love? Save his lady and her chicks. There he dotes. Dotes, I say, flaunts. And here's my masterpiece. Do you now behold her? Look on her well. She's mine. He loves his wife and she loves him. Lucky man to be so Fortune's darling, but to boast of it, there's true folly. Fortune loves us for a term and then she's away, and we weep for what she takes. Yet still we bless her for that brief while. He will learn this. What? All my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? I must not grudge him. He's not to blame that Becket died. Best he love on. While he dotes so, he'll play the apothecary, weighing his fortune on the scales and calculating every grain. It's reckless kings, it's reckless men a king should dread. Yet caution here. The greatest danger lies the day we look complacent on the world, to scorn Macduff. may not be wisdom. Rather, I should think him one who sits before the board and plots 10 moves ahead. He'll not rebel, but kings have died by murder in their bed. Who will accuse the man who wears the crown? Dare he, though? I've paced through midnight halls, hoping the moon might clear my thoughts. But his, they will be as some bird flown in the chimney that can't escape the room. If it were done when it is done, it were well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success. But this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoulder of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instruction, which being taught return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, o'er heaven's cherubims, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I had no spur to prick the sides of mine intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. Being so clear in my great office, there's fine remembrance for any king. But do not think me too complacent. I do but check my grosser fears. Macduff may dream of crowns, but dream to deed, there's a leap beyond his distance. He lacks royal blood, that flows through me alone. For Gruach is no matter, her marriage bears no fruit. Say he dared a venture, you think the rest would cry, all hail, to one who last night was their equal, they'd sooner catch mice. Our new mint king would find he's hoist too big a sail for his boat. He'll need such bloody tyranny that the dead will rise and stand in silent accusation against his feast. To play foul for such a purpose is beyond all reason. Even my queen would tell you so, and she will argue any country for the joy of it. I could walk to hell, and still she'd follow reigning words. Infirm of purpose, I shame to wear a heart so white. Women, they are poor, obstinate. Even sweet Bethock could set her jaw, and no kissing would change her. She'd duck her head and say, my love, it must be done. And I would do it too, for love of her. But so might Macduff, for love of his lady, for he loves enough. True, she simpers around him, but bar the door and women change. Some to Aphrodite, some to my queen. His lady, only he knows. But if she's the one who would pour valour in his ear, it's poor Macduff. I almost pity him. Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself and slept it since? And waits it now to look so green and pale, and what it did so freezing? From this time forth, such I account thy love. Art thou feared to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage? I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, and I so sworn to have done this as you. If we should fail, we fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. Witches claim they tell our fortune. But our fate's not set, what we call destiny. We build by steps, and each one is a choice. The moment's come, Macduff, when you must choose. Tell your lady you proceed no further in this business, or is she but the echo of what fills your thoughts? This, bright before you, the handle begging for your hand. I go. And it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, or it is a knell that suffers thee to heaven or to hell. Brave words. Become now more ghost than living man. Steal along the empty passages, slipping from shadow to shadow. Each stone cries out his whereabout. And at last, my chamber. The door. Open it softly. It creaks. The grooms stir. If in their dreams they should wake now, but no. He would have filled them so full of wine they would not wait for doomsday. Even I could plot my own murder. Yet men can rouse from the spongy slumber. Their stirring pins him to the wall. There's a knocking. It is his. His heart beating. How can they not hear it? He prays, then they sleep again. But there is no amen to it. The words stick in his throat. And they're lost again to swinish sleep. Tiptoes to my bed. Hard to do. Guilt weighs it so. Doubly hard to plunge it down and stain his hands with royal blood. And he can't do it. Unless ill luck should make me stir. He must go forward then. It is done, and Duncan undone. I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macduff does murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hands? No, this my hand will rather the multitudinous seas in Carnadine making the green one red. Why do I fright myself with this? The hour Macduff dare kill a king, great Burnham Wood, to Dunsinane shall go. I should look for those more reckless in their courage. Banquo. He would not flinch from danger. But he clings to his prophecy, thou shalt get kings though thou be none. No son inherits while his father lives. He will leave fulfilment to the vagaries of time, for his own life's sake. And there's reason more. He will not move without Macbeth. Macbeth. Now, there's a name to wrap my heart in dismal thoughts. I owe my throne to him. If he is suspect, what hope Duncan? Macbeth. If he thought such a deed became him, he would not balk. Even Gruach could not sway him from it. Why are these doubts so strong upon me? There is remedy enough. I shall feed him honeyed words. Say, good sir, I plan to grow you. He will not lightly cast aside golden opinions. Rather, he'll wear them in their newest gloss. When they fade, too late, he'll find me anchored. Plots come from those who would be king. If another bars the way, what profit in my murder? There's the meaning of my dream. It is my own delaying I should fear, not treachery. I must name a Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which all traitors must fall down, for they cannot all leap it, and my son shall have that title. Malcolm is a choice, will please the Thanes. He has their fierce spirit. It must be his mother's blood, for it came not from me. He must learn to temper it with statecraft. Let him learn from me. For this is how a king should rule, by cunning, not by force. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honour must, not unaccompanied, invest him only, but signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deservers. From hence to meet Macbeth, and bind him further to us. See how we tie the net that traps us. It is his own deeds that snare Macbeth. Good friends, that should be a lesson.
When shall we bring it up in thunder, in light, in glory, rain?